CB here, and we're back here again with another video of Flippin' Kicks. In this Flippin' Kicks episode, we're going to be working on these Jordan 13's. I believe they're the Chicago colorway. Pretty beat up, and I bought these for $25, which to me is a steal. And I made some decent profit already. I've sold them, so I'll basically tell you all how much I sold them for at the end of the video. But without further ado, let's get into this restoration. But before we get into this restoration, I almost forgot. Like, comment, and subscribe. Roll to 2K subscribers. Let's get it. So basically what we're going to do for this restoration is basically clean up the shoe, restore the suede, clean that up, take care of these creases and these scratch marks on the toe box and whatnot. And then last but not least, ice the pods to basically reverse the yellowing and get those back to white. This is pretty much, it's not going to be that bad, but I think you all will enjoy this restoration. We're in the shop today, that's where we're filming this video. And of course, if you all need restorations done to your sneakers, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I can take care of it. The Instagram is btb_kicks. And we're gonna be working on the right shoe, and then of course at the end you'll see both shoes like already done. But we're gonna work on the right shoe for this video. All right, so first things first, we gotta put the shoe tree in the shoe to make it easier to clean them up. Boom, this is a pair in a size 10.5. I might have to break this down a little bit. Perfect. You gotta take out the laces. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I really kind of want a pair of these, but I've never just pulled the trigger. But I might do that soon. We got another restoration video on the way in the coming weeks. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent. Got that out. Now I already have the solution, the cleaning solution in the bowl with the water. So we're just gonna dive right in. Soft bristle brush, dip that in, let it run off. And as you all can see, the suds are starting to form and that dirt is starting to melt. And in this video, you all will start to see different tools that I use. And of course, I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna leave the products in the description. And then when you're cleaning the suede, you don't really wanna use too much water because then it'll start to bleed. So I shook off a lot of the water on the brush, and we're just gonna give the suede a light clean just to get off that dirt on the surface level. And if the suede was a little dirtier, I would have probably brushed it out first, but this suede wasn't really that dirty, so I didn't think I had to. So far, so good. Now we're gonna move on to the medium bristle brush to get a little bit deeper into that leather. Get some of those stains out. Cool, now we're gonna wipe that down. And then what I'm gonna do now is clean the inside of the shoe. As you all can see, the tongue is absolutely filthy. You can literally see the difference between the top part and then down further. Filthy. As well as inside of the shoe. on the sock liner as well, all around here. Filthy, straight filthy. So we're gonna do the same thing. Start with the soft bristle brush on that. Start breaking down and getting some of that dirt out. And you can already start to see it kind of lightening up and stuff like that. And we're nowhere near done on these. So we're gonna hit the back as well. Just a little bit more there, and then the back of this sock liner. Other side. Now we're going to move on to the medium to re-tap that area on the tongue. Now I will say all the stains probably won't come out, but the majority of them will, so that's always better than nothing, I'll say, but definitely a noticeable difference so far. Bottom portion of the tongue, we got a light scrub, and now the sock liner once again. And then to end things off with the tongue and sock liner, we're gonna squeeze out all that excess water so there won't be any bleeding or any water damage to the leather. Do that, I just take a dry towel and just squeeze it like a sponge. It'll suck all the water out. Especially around these areas where the suede touches the sock liner, we don't want it to turn the sock liner pink. Let's squeeze out all that excess. Alright, so now that the shoe is pretty much clean on the uppers, we're going to tackle some of these stains, see if they'll come out. Such as like on this part of the shoe where it's like underneath the tongue, it'd be inside the shoe. And just like the stains on the tongue and the like blue jean markings, we're going to try to get that out. And what we're going to use is one of the new tools I was talking about that I have just implemented into my arsenal, which is a melamine foam pad, which is basically like a Mr. Clean sponge or like an eraser. It's pretty abrasive, but it's also soft on the material. But well, you all will see. But basically, I treat it like it's one of the brushes. Just dip it in ever so slightly, soak up some of that water. And what I'm gonna do is just gonna start scrubbing it, and it literally erases all of those marks. The only downside to these is that you'll run through these quick, so whenever I get them, I tend to buy a lot at a time. And they're pretty inexpensive. I think I spent about 12 bucks for 50 of them or something like that. These stains should at least lighten up, but if they don't, I have another way I could possibly try to get them out. Blue jean stains are lightening up a little bit. Yeah, these might actually be set in. I'll try to scrub them a little bit more, but I'm just hitting small other areas that I noticed that have marks on them. This will just get rid of it. I would not recommend using this on suede or delicate materials. Leather only. And then midsoles and stuff too, but only materials that can handle this. we're gonna wipe it down. Looks a lot better too. Still noticeable, but a lot better. Alright, so now that the uppers are completely clean, we're gonna move on to the bottoms of the shoes. What I'm gonna use is a stiff bristle brush to clean this up, and then once the dirt is all kind of lathered up on there with the soap, I'm gonna use my handy dandy, trusty steam gun, link in description, to basically erase that dirt and basically melt it down so where I can have basically a clean slate to put the icing solution on the pods. So let's dive into that. Dip it in. Then I'll flip it over. Alright, now I'm gonna use the steam gun, the attachment on there. Like I said before, all the products that I'll be using in this video will be in the description for you all to purchase. That over. Melting that dirt. Now we're gonna wipe this off, and you all can see the bottoms are already starting to look even more clean. And before I put the solution on, I'm gonna give these one more pass, and then we're gonna put it on and get them in the ice box. All right, so now that I've cleaned off the bottoms even more, super clean. Now we're gonna basically put the solution, and I like to use So Bright by Angelus, link in description.
Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all, my audio started acting a fool at this part of the video, so basically I'm gonna be explaining what I'm doing in this part. So I'm applying the solution to the soles, and I'm rubbing it in with a paintbrush. You'll see me do this and hit all the pods before I go to wrap the shoe up to be placed into the ice box. So I wrap it up from the front, tape it down, and then I do the same thing on the back, and then I place the shoes into the ice box, which you'll see coming up.
Wrap it up. Piece of tape to lock it in. Pat it down. Then we're ready to put them in the ice box. Then last but not least, we put them into the ice box. And if you're wondering how to make an ice box, I have another video on my channel showing how to make this exact ice box. This is the one that I used in, or the one that I used in college at one point, but I'm using it now. So I put that in there, make sure the shoe's standing up. Put that on top, turn the light on, and then turn the fan on for ventilation. Leave that sitting for about 12 hours, and when I get back, which Key won't be here, unfortunately, I'll have to finish out the video, but we'll be back to take them out and then put on the finishing touches. See y'all then.
So the 12 hours is up, took the shoes out of the ice box, and as you all can see, the bottoms are white again. So the last thing we'll have to do is take care of scratches on the toe box. I shouldn't say the last, but second to last thing we have to take care of. I have two different grits of sandpaper, 800 and 600 grit, and I start with the 600 grit and work my way up to the 800. And I work it into the material in circular motions, basically to sand down the scratches so it's all even before I start painting it. The two products I'll be using are Angelus Flat White and Angelus Matte 4-Coat, which I'll link in the description. Now for this painting part, I pretty much dive in with the white paint and start painting the areas where I sanded to start filling in those areas where the white paint is needed, of course. I do quick strokes with the paintbrush to prevent lines from being seen, and I add about 2 to 3 coats of white paint and speed up the drying process with the heat gun. And then to wrap up this portion of the restoration, I add the 4-coat matte finisher onto the areas that I painted to lock in the paint so that it's durable for the next wear. Another thing to add, I let that air dry. I do not use the heat gun to speed up the drying process on this. Now we're moving on to the last thing for real this time. We just have to renap the suede all around and bring back the color using mink oil. So to renap the suede and bring back the movement of the suede to make it buttery, we're going to be using a medium bristle brush and we're going to be using ANGELUS's mink oil. The process is very simple. We're just going to be using a dry medium bristle brush to scrub the suede, and that'll get it to stand back up. And then once that's done on all sides, we're going to spray it down with the mink oil from Angelus, link in the description. And we're going to let that sit for about 30 seconds. Then brush it in with a horsehair brush, but if you don't have that, a soft bristle brush will do. And with this quick and easy process, it shouldn't surprise you that you'll get results pretty much like this. Butter, baby. Straight butter. And with that finished, the last thing to do is to lace the shoe back up, and you all get to see the after photos.
Alright y'all, this is pretty much the end of the restoration video. I have the shoes right here, and as you all can see, they look a lot better. Last but not least, I have to tell you all how much I sold these for. And at the beginning of the video, I told you all I bought these for $25. I actually ended up selling these for $90, which leaves me with a $65 profit. If you all have a pair of shoes in similar condition and need them restored, feel free to shoot me a DM or comment under the video, and I'll get to you and we can set something up. So you can send me your shoes in the mail and I can do them in my shop and maybe make a video about your pair. But without further ado, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what other shoes you want me to do in the comments down below as well. And I will see you all in the next one.